Hello, welcome to episode 126. I'm your host, Jenny, and today's episode is all about staying club level at Walt Disney World resorts. This is Disney Travel Tales, a trip report show helping you to become an expert at navigating your next Disney vacation. Join me every Friday for all things Disney related. Not traveling to Disney anytime soon? Never fear, we are still the show for you. Sit back, relax, and immerse yourself in someone else's trip. All the joy, none of the stress. All right, if you're ready, let's get to today's show. So before we get to talking all about club level, I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping notes. Today is going to be the last episode of season 6. This was probably my longest season. There was actually a time that I could have cut it short and just waited and started a new season. But if I'm being honest, I was getting so many downloads over the summer, I just decided to wing it and go with it. So today is going to be the last episode. I will be back very soon. I don't know the exact date yet, but I think I'm just going to be taking a couple of weeks off. I need to revamp this show a little bit. One of the problems that I run into is guest canceling. So instead of just mostly relying on guests for my episodes, I am going to mix in other things as well, which I have been doing recently. So it's pretty much going to kind of be the same that it has been, with guests kind of popped in here and there for whenever they do want to come on the show. I still am currently looking for guests traveling this year. So if you are traveling to Disney and you want to come on the show, let me know. I would love to have you on. Just email me. You can find my email in the notes. So that's kind of what's going on with the show. Those are going to be the changes coming up, and I hope you stick around and listen. I am also going to be changing the day that the show is released. So that I'm actually really excited about. When I had originally started the podcast, I think I came out on Tuesdays. I honestly don't even remember, which is crazy, but that feels like so long ago. And then I switched to Fridays because for me personally, Fridays I thought would be easier to prep the show. However, it wasn't easier. I found myself really procrastinating putting this show together. So I did a poll on our Disney Travel Tales Clubhouse on Facebook, which if you are not a member, go over and join. But I did a poll over there, and the majority of listeners said that they would want the show released on Monday. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start releasing the shows on Monday whenever we come back, so that will be a change. I'm going to kind of brainstorm, come up with some new ideas over the next couple of weeks. We have a lot of stuff going on with our family, so I need a little bit of downtime to kind of think about this and come back stronger than ever, which I'm really excited about. So on to today's topic. Let's talk about club level at Walt Disney World resorts. When you book a Disney vacation, the resort that you choose, no matter if it's a value, moderate, or deluxe resort, will have a level to that room. Those levels can just range from what your view is going to be, like a standard view, a resort view, a water view, or a premium view, a theme park view. These are just some of the options. Another one of those options is also a club level room. Club level rooms are found at Disney's deluxe resorts, and then it's also found at one moderate resort, which is Coronado Springs. So this is kind of a neat little bit of advice that I give clients of mine if they are wanting to stay club level, but they don't want that hefty price tag, just because club level rooms tend to be significantly expensive than other rooms. I always recommend staying at Coronado Springs because this is a brand new club. It's stunning. It's so beautiful, and you get to stay in the new-ish tower at Coronado Springs, which alone is stunning as well. So that is a great place to start club level if you are interested in staying club level. We will talk later about how to budget for a club level room if that is something you are interested in. So, if you are sitting there wondering, what the heck does it mean to stay club level? So, when you stay club level at a Disney resort, you have access to a special lounge that only people staying club level can go to. In this lounge, you have food offerings and drink offerings that are unlimited and included in the price of your room. So, for breakfast, there's also, real quick, there's different services throughout your stay. So, there's 4 services when we stayed. It was breakfast, snacks, dinner service, and dessert. So for breakfast, it does vary at the different clubs, but you're looking at some juices, coffees, maybe a quiche type of dish, like a little egg omelet. Nothing is prepared for you to it's not like a buffet where you go up and there's like a chef cooking it. But they do serve things, bacon. We had Mickey waffles. There was like a pineapple bread pudding at the one we were at. There's also fruits and cheeses and crackers. For snack, they're going to have some like goldfish. They have little bags where you can make like your own nut and granola mix and take with you. There was also fruit and I think that was all that they had. Oh, and also at breakfast, they had like an oatmeal or a yogurt. There's also alcohol served that you can get that's included in the price if you're over the 21 and over. At dinner service, there was a little bit heartier option. So it's, like a meat option. They're going to have a veggie option, a vegetarian option, but it's a little bit more substantial. It's still just like a bite. So you just kind of walk up and they have their trays laid out with the food and you take a little bite. The cheeses and salamis, crackers, things like that. They had like crudités that you could choose from as well. And then dessert. The dessert was actually a little bit fancier. Like they had one of the lounge workers, they were making ice cream sundaes for people. They had cake pops, little just truffles, cupcakes. There was quite a lot to choose from the dessert, which I was a little bit surprised about as well. So these are just kind of the things. You can come and go as much as you like. You can take your food with you if you like. They ask if you are going to be going outside with a drink that you get a plastic cup, which they will give you. Otherwise, you can sit in the lounge and enjoy like a glass of wine in a wine glass or a beer in a beer mug. But if you do take it out, you do need to have a plastic cup with you. They only had beer, wine, and champagne while we were there, so that's not like mixed cocktails or anything like that. So the lounge is one of the main reasons that people want to book club level is they want access to this lounge with a food options that are already built into your price that you get to enjoy. So not only are you getting these great food options in the lounge, but the lounge is very relaxing. When we were in our lounge, we stayed at the Polynesian Resort, and our lounge had these gorgeous like floor-to-ceiling windows that faced Magic Kingdom. So it faced the beach of the Polynesian, looked out over the bungalows, and then faced Magic Kingdom. And so just sitting in there was very relaxing. The guests who were staying there and in there, even with small children, everyone was calm, and it was just really, really nice. When we had been at a busy park day, coming back and coming to the lounge, grabbing a drink, grabbing an hors d'oeuvre, grabbing a dessert, just whatever time it was, felt really nice. And the convenience of it, I'm not going to lie, it spoiled me a bit. So I really did enjoy that. The seating was really comfortable. They had like couch type chairs that were really nice. They also had, more tables for people who wanted to sit at a table. They had like couches with little coffee tables where you could just kind of sit and relax and enjoy the beautiful view. One thing that was really popular also were people watching the fireworks at Magic Kingdom from this club. Obviously not all clubs offer that convenience, but the Polynesian Club does, and it was really, really nice. We personally did not take advantage of that, but if I had been there more days, I definitely would have. Another great perk about staying concierge is you have a separate check-in, so you get to check in at the concierge desk. One thing they do when you check in is they make sure your magic bands are connected to your reservation. We had done a split stay, and so sometimes when you do a split stay, it takes a bit, or you do need a cast member's help to help get your magic bands connected to your second reservation. And so when we showed up and checked in, our magic bands were not connected to our reservation, so they went ahead and did that for us. Because you have to have your magic band to get, or a key to the world card to get into the club. It is logged. They are very secure about who they let in the club. They just, definitely want to keep it exclusive for those guests who do pay that extra premium, that they are getting, this exclusive treatment, this exclusive lounge. So not everyone is welcome in the lounge. So that was also really nice. When we checked in, they greeted us with drinks, and there was a table with snacks. It had pretzels, chocolate-covered pretzels, fresh-baked cookies. There was a cooler also with water that we could just take whenever we wanted. And the cast members there were just so nice. They were so welcoming. They gave us leis because we were at the Polynesian resort. So that was really cool. We enjoyed that as well. They also asked if there was anything we needed help with. So they are there to look for dining reservations for you. So if you need, if there was a dining reservation that you might not have got, if you stay club level, once you check in, you can go ahead and ask those concierge cast members if they can help you get that dining reservation, or if anything's available. And they will also keep checking back during your stay. So that felt really nice. They will help you with anything Disney related. So if you have questions about anything at the park, if you have questions about any of the rides, they were there to offer their help with the new Lightning Lane system. When we went, it had just opened a couple of days before. And so they were there to help us with that if we needed it, which was really nice. They did offer that. And then they also help with transportation. So our first day there, we checked in, and then we had to mention that we were going to go to the pool for a little bit, and then that we were going to go over to Magic Kingdom. So right away, they showed us where the boat docks were. They told us how to get over to the monorail. And they were just very helpful in the ways that we could get to the Magic Kingdom. They both recommended taking the boat over there, which they were right. That was a great way to get over to the Magic Kingdom. And so they're just there to help you, to make sure your vacation is as streamlined as possible. They really want you to have a great time. So each club at one of the resorts has a different theme, which I think is really fun and interesting. And it would be fun to have an opportunity to get to stay at each of the clubs. So at Animal Kingdom Lodge, it's called the Kilimanjaro Club. At the Beach Club Resort, it's called Stone Harbor Club. At Boardwalk Inn, it's Innkeepers Club. At the Contemporary Resort, it's Atrium Club. At the Grand Floridian Resort, it's the Royal Palm Club. At the Polynesian Resort, it's King Kamehameha Club. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but there you go. At Wilderness Lodge, it's Old Faithful Club. At Yacht Club Resort, it's Regatta Club. And at Disney's Coronado Springs, Grand Destino Towers, it's Kronos Club. So those are the different clubs, and they are decorated to definitely fit the feel of the resort that you are staying in, which I always appreciate, and I think is really cool. I am definitely excited to stay at other clubs, but let me tell you why I think club level rooms should only be stayed at on certain trips. Hey, it's Jenny, just popping on real quick. Make sure to stay up to date with all things Disney news, all things Disney Universal cruising related by following me on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. You can also find me on Facebook at Disney Travel Tales as well. If this episode is making you want to plan a Disney vacation, then I would love to help you. All of my services are completely free to my clients, so there really is no reason not to use a travel agent. Most people don't realize that when you go and book your own Disney vacation, you are already paying that travel agent fee. So why not take advantage of that and get all of those services that you're already going to be paying for? I would love to help you plan your next trip, so make sure to check the show notes for information on how to get in contact with me, my quote form, my email, and yeah, let's make 2024 the year you go to Disney. So, the type of trip that I think is best for a club level stay is couples only trips. I imagine if I went on a trip with my husband, we would love the staying club level and we would take advantage of all of the services. I just think it would be really nice to be able to stroll down and have a nice little easy breakfast. Head over to the parks, come back for a snack or hors d'oeuvres at dinner and drinks. Either go back to the park or then come back and just enjoy desserts and more drinks at the club. I think two adults who might not be the pickiest eaters would be you would just enjoy it more. You would appreciate it more. And the service is just so nice. I love Disney vacations, but I will also be the first to admit that sometimes Disney vacations can just feel very chaotic, very loud, very overwhelming. And so on a couples trip, when you're already wanting to take a slower pace, I think staying club level would just be icing on the cake. Another great option to stay club level on a trip would be a girls' trip. Hanging out with your girlfriends, just relaxing in the club, enjoying the lounge. I think it would be fantastic. And I just think a big group of girls would just have the best time and make the most of it. The servers in there were just so much fun and so nice. And so I can just imagine if I had been with my girlfriends, we would have just probably become friends with them, which I would have loved. I think that would have been really fun. I do think that club level could easily be done for a family. However, one thing that you need to keep in mind that I did not consider was the food options. So instantly when I booked this for me and my son Asher, he is a teenager, I thought he is going to be so excited to stay here. This guy loves to eat. I never really took into account the types of food that were going to be offered, which I know that might sound crazy, but from things I had read online, I was like, he'll find something to eat, when in reality, he was not super interested in even visiting the lounge for the most part. He wasn't interested in the food. He, minus grabbing the drinks, he just really could have cared less if we stayed club level. So while I enjoyed it and thought it was so much fun, I probably said, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this 100 times. He could have cared less. He's like, yeah, that's fine. I know some kids would appreciate it more, and I totally get that. But I think if you're really wanting to get your money's worth, if you are staying club level with your kids, just make sure that they're going to be interested in the foods, or they're going to be, if they're the type of kids that love to try new things and they really love like sitting and relaxing and eating, this might be a great option for you. But if they're not, if they're just going to want to spend time in the room or at the pool or at the parks, staying club level just might not be the right fit for you at this time in life. Now, I do think if I would have taken my other son, Aiden, I think he would have loved it because he's definitely a more adventurous eater. And I think his personality fit the atmosphere a little bit better. Whereas Asher was like, I just want to either be in the room relaxing or be at the parks. And that's totally fine as well. I mean, there might be some adults out there that are kind of like that. So just really take into account, if you do decide to stay club level, who you're going to be staying with and if it's actually going to be worth it, because it is significantly more expensive. So I know you're probably wondering, how much are these rooms? Like, let's talk about the pricing. So I went over to the Disney World website just to get an idea. I picked a date in January. That's a Wednesday to a Saturday, so just a few nights in January. Wasn't a holiday weekend or anything like that. So at the Polynesian Resort, a resort view room runs $668 a night. And that same room, but a club level, runs $911 a night. So you are looking at a significant amount. So you just need to kind of figure out, is this the right room for me? Is this the right option for my family? If you're thinking, I want to visit and stay club level, one thing to keep in mind is every resort has a different price point. So while this price point is rather high, again, you can stay at Coronado Springs at a much lower price point, or even some of the other resorts have lower price points as well when it comes to their rooms and club level rooms. One of my best tips for any Disney vacation, but definitely a vacation that is going to be at a higher price point, is to book early. As soon as those rates are released, book for as far out as you can. That way you can make payments on your trip over time. So when Disney released their 2025 packages, if I remember correctly, it was at the end of January, beginning of February. It was a lot sooner this year than it has been. And you could book through October of 2025. So let's just say you went ahead and picked a date in October of 2025 that you wanted to go. You chose a club level room. You can then break those payments down per month, and you would be surprised at how low they will be by booking that far out in advance. When you work with me as your travel agent, I can help you get that payment plan set up. I've done it for so many of my clients, and it's just a monthly draft almost that just comes out. Now, it's not technically a draft. I do go in and make the payment for you, but it's still just something small that comes out every month. And before you know it, your trip is paid off, and it never felt like a big financial crunch. So that's just a great tip in general when you are planning a Disney trip. You can wait to the last minute and go. I've personally done it myself. I have clients that do it all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're traveling, let's say in the summer. There's always room availability with typically a discount. But if you can, and you can go ahead and just plan in advance, that really is the best way to be able to stay at one of these higher priced rooms, one of these deluxe resorts. It just makes it a little bit easier on your bank account. So overall, would I stay club level again? Absolutely. I want to stay at all the clubs. Personally, the next two clubs that are on my list is the Old Faithful Club at Wilderness Lodge. I've heard this club is fantastic, and I would love to stay there. And then the next one I really want to stay at is the Innkeepers Club at Boardwalk. I love the Boardwalk, as you all know, if you've listened a long time. And so staying at that club, I just think would be so much fun. So I would recommend doing it if you can do it. If you want to stay club, another great tip is doing a split stay. Stay somewhere part of your trip and then end your trip staying club level, and that'd be a nice cherry on top. If you have any questions about staying club level at Disney, I would love to talk to you about it. Shoot me an email. You can even send a text message to me through the podcast, which is really fun. I love getting those. They're pretty great. So go ahead and do that, and let's talk about club level. If you're wanting some pricing on a resort, like thinking maybe this is something I can do, like I said, right now I can book through October of 2025. I would love to help make your club level dreams come true. Just head over to the show notes, fill out my quote form, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. That's a wrap on today's show. As always, thanks for listening. Make sure to visit us on Instagram at Disney Travel Tales. If you're wanting to support the show, the best and easiest way to do that is to leave a 5-star positive review on Apple Podcasts. It's so easy and means the world to me. Can't wait to be back next week with you. So until then, this is Jenny, and may all your Disney travel dreams come true.